And there we go.
Mentioning all the moves. E5, bishop c4.
Going
bishop
for the
game.
bishop c5. Yeah, this is a move that little bit caught Hikaru off guard. Yeah, he was probably expecting knight c6, knight c3, and then playing some Vienna.
Yeah, bishop
structure.
c5, one of the main moves. So after knight c3, you can go c6. That's the point. White can, of course, transpose back to Italian territory if he wants. But after knight f3, maybe black doesn't go knight c6, but plays d6. Keeps the option to put this knight here. Nihal is well informed.
What did Hikaru do?
Nothing yet.
No, I have seen a move.
Ah, yeah, the PGN is a little delayed. He went knight c3 and d6 was played. d6, knight a4. I usually like c6 here, keeping the option to go d5, but Nihal goes d6. And now this bishop gets chased down. Knight a4, bishop b6. Not the end of the world, but a small concession. Looks like the PGN is stuck. Only made it to move number 3. It's not ideal.
No, well, I mean, the computer simply understood that this isn't the usual Italian, and he's confused.
He's confused about all the games, it looks like. Come on, guys, really? This is not round 1.
I mean, okay, then maybe we get a zoom. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, let's just zoom into Hikaru's game. And then we can comment it like this.
So white has the 2 bishops, but black goes bishop e6, exchanging the bishop on c4. Nakamura doesn't mind black taking on c4, getting these double pawns and a grip on the center after bishop takes c4, d takes c. Nihal doesn't do it, plays d5 instead. Also very logical. Yeah,
now black is perfectly fine, and the transmission is back to normal.
We're back.
Great news.
Amazing.
Just in time when Nihal fully equalized.
Yeah. And often you get similar positions from this Vienna, whatever you call it, where white doesn't take twice, but leaves opposite color bishops, plays f4, then hopes maybe to get f5. Some play here. But black is very solid, of course.
Yeah, this is the Vienna spirit, because usually you don't give... Yeah, that's on the board. Nihal takes on f4 and then brings his bishop back to e6, probably. That would be logical, no? Okay, there are some knight b5 ideas, but okay, knight b5 hitting the pawn on c7, if we just protect it with rook c8, we should be fine. The knight on b5 doesn't do much.
Little awkward.
Maybe Hikaru also wants to go for some queen h5, something on the king side.
Queen d2, hinting at bishop h6, or just bring the queen over. Typically, Hikaru position might not be much better, but he's very solid, very stable. Some small tactics.
And eventually the pawn c7, b6 might be also vulnerable. The maneuver queen f2, queen g6, not only eyeing h6, but also the c7 pawn. Yeah, knight d4 has to be played, so black wants to play some c5.
Rook comes.
Stabilizing the center, yeah, c5 played. We're gonna see some bishop e5 ideas. But Nihal taking his time. I wanted to mention, yeah, that he's controlling the clock well, but now he's falling behind.
He always does. He needs to be down to 30 seconds to feel himself a little bit. Yeah, play c6.
But I'm not a fan of this c6 because the knight on d4 anyway needs support. You will lose some time.
a3, very practical. Doesn't have to think about anything taking a2, and also freeing his knight to jump around. Yeah, a little unpleasant for black now.
Yeah, white can just play his moves so much faster. Yeah, with black you always have to watch out. You are highlighting, yeah, this knight d4, then some bishop takes h6, sacrifice will be hanging in the air. You don't know, should you play f5 with black, but that's weakening. On the other hand, covers the e4 square. Many questions to deal with.
King h7, keeping an eye on h6 for now. Here comes the queen. Still time for your c5.
Yeah, I feel that we can't play the position without c5. Knight
f5. Looks strange.
Where is this knight heading? Okay, the idea is queen d4, trying to trade the queens. That would be ideal, but Hikaru will never let this happen. Or bishop to e5, king to h2. I mean, whatever, just stop queen d4.
King h2, queen d4 on the board. At least now the queen can't go to g3 or h4 yet. Goes to f3 instead.
Nihal, down to 25 seconds. This is getting scary. I understand you say that this is everyday business for him, but still I'm getting scared.
I understand. And Nakamura goes a4. Now he's trying to fix the structure here. Fixing the pawn on b6 and arranging his pawns on light squares.
Yeah, look at f8. Black is trying to, yeah. Okay, this a4 beast is a bit slow. Yeah, it gives black time. Maybe f6, bishop f7. Can we just...
Yeah, not touching anything. Goes rook a8. Yeah. Maybe it's not too bad, but it still feels that black doesn't really have a purpose.
Yeah, and white can play on forever, and also Hikaru is up 1 minute on the clock. Exactly 1 minute. Nihal down to 15 seconds.
g4.
Yeah, asking some questions. Very unpleasant stuff.
Oh, Nihal is finally in his element. 7 seconds. Can make a move every 2 seconds. That's his comfort zone. C5,
yeah, but now this pawn on b6, yeah, it's fixed. So you even have to watch out for bishop c7 ideas. Yeah, and on the other hand, knight on d4 presses the pawn on c2. That's the good news.
Nihal down to 3 seconds. That's 6.
But he stabilized his position. Exactly. Finally, c5, knight c6. And then if he gets time to go f6, bishop f7, he can cover everything, and then the time won't be such a big issue.
That's where it starts for him. Slightly worse and no time on the clock. But bishop g7, we have liftoff.
Wow.
Nakamura sacrifices a piece and goes for a checkmating attack.
Yeah, queen d6, queen f8.
Knight e4, threatening a check here. What is this? Queen g7. Doesn't look like white is breaking through. You know, he wants knight f6.
Knight f6.
In g6, that's a mistake. Apparently.
Yeah, probably f5. Maybe f5 had to be played.
Check, king g7. And rook f3, or what's happening?
Yeah. Rook f3. But rook f3, rook d4. Ah, knight takes e8. The rook is hanging on e8, but of course you don't take it yet. Yeah.
And this on the board.
Happened, yeah.
But it's not over. King f8 hits the knight.
For the position.
That's why these guys are so tough. They don't collapse.
Or at least they pretend not to collapse. Yeah, it's like they keep on playing with that. But okay, now black is alive.
This is not too bad.
Exactly. The pawn on c2 is vulnerable. The h pawn is not running away. No, but you have to keep the knight probably on c6 to cover rook b8. Ah, Hikaru played king g1, stopping rook f1. Yeah, very nice. What a fight. But rook h6 check takes on b6. Maybe this was a blunder.
Yeah, you could have missed that.
Yeah.
Now a5, he's no longer so stable.
Yeah, well, he lost a crucial pawn.
Yeah. This should be bad news. But it's still not over. Nihal has a knight.
Yeah, he wants to provoke c4, then jump back to knight d4 and then block everything.
Hikaru is very precise. Once a6 happens, it's going to be tough.
However, black is in time to get the knight back to d4.
Oh, and rook c6 played. Just getting rid of the bishop. Counting on the a-pawn.
Wow.
Nicely done by Nakamura. b4 stopping rook a5.
Unbelievable action. I mean, with what the speed they are playing, yeah, the computer just cannot keep up.
But Nakamura is winning this now.
Yeah, this is now basically designable. Of course, with the knight, you are hoping that maybe one day you can give a fork, but not in this position.
It's not happening. And Sarin resigns. Nakamura showing his class there.
Unbelievable game.